You want to have a little story time? I'll get the campfire going. Okay, that was corny. Just kidding. Okay, but seriously. I said a couple weeks ago that I would come on here and tell this crazy story. And today, finally, I actually feel aligned to do it. So, here we go. By the way, I'm Desi. If you're seeing this, there's probably a reason why, honestly. I'm not going to distract myself with trying to look in the camera. Apparently that really annoys people, but I'm going to tell you what. I'm not here to please anybody. I'm not here to do what you say or do what you think I should do. I'm literally here to just chill and not worry if I'm doing something right or wrong or if I should be. I'm not here to do that. So if you don't like that I don't look in the camera, I'm sorry, I guess. No, not really though. It really has nothing to do with the message, right? Okay. Now I get it. You can get you can get downloads and all that through eye contact, okay? I know that, but I'm not here to focus on that. Okay. So, I'm going to be talking about twin flames. This is a twin flame story, okay? And no, I am not here to feed all the distortion out there about twin flames. But what I will tell you about twin flames is it is an ascension path, okay? It's an ascension path. It is there to serve you in uncovering all the unseen parts of you that are keeping you from realizing the truth of what you are and what this reality is and all of that jazz. It's literally there as an ascension tool, okay? Your twin is literally there to mirror to you all the parts that are unseen that need to be healed so you can ascend into higher states of consciousness. That's all I'm going to tell you. Everybody's twin flame journey is different. Everybody's twin flame journey serves a purpose. Do I think that anybody should be waiting around or fixating on a twin flame? Fuck no, I don't think that you should be doing that. Do I think that everybody's meant to be with their twin flame? I'm going to be honest, I don't really know, to be honest. Just going to be transparent about that. Nonetheless, so this is a twin flame story about why you should always trust your intuition. Okay? Always. Even if it doesn't make sense in the moment, I promise you, eventually it's going to make some sense to you. So, I'll be talking about this Moldavite pendant, autism, ADHD, Asperger's, anything in that realm of labels, okay? And by the way, those are just labels. Those are just one identity, one timeline, etc. Okay, so story time. In 2020, I was doing a reading that is no longer up on my channel because I removed a lot of the readings I did from that time. I was doing a reading and I got a download in the reading that people with ADHD, because I have, or at that time, I thought I had ADHD. I don't resonate with labels, and disclaimer, I am not educated on Asperger's, autism, ADHD, none of this, because I could care less. So if you're here to look for facts on that, this is not the video. This is purely about intuition, okay? So I get this download in the reading that people who are diagnosed with these, or some people who are diagnosed, I'm not going to say some, but people who are diagnosed with these such labels are actually more evolved consciously and are connecting to higher dimensions, which are just states of consciousness, okay? That the reason, well, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you the reason why, okay? I was getting that they're more connected to source, they're more intuitive, yada, yada, yada. Okay? 2021 comes around, and I get this download that my my twin has such label. Okay, I actually got the download that autism and Asperger's. And I'm like, okay, that's interesting. Go to a thrift store later. I literally found a book. A book came into my awareness of Asperger's and another one of autism. So I'm like, okay, confirmation. All right. Interesting download. Not really sure why you're telling me this. But at that time was the beginning of a separation between us. 2-year separation. And that was when I had the C word and I healed my body and discovered this whole thing of what manifestation is, and then ascended into the knowing of where I'm at now. Because obviously this is years ago. I've evolved past all this. So just here to share why you should follow your intuition. Look, thought that was interesting. And come to find out, nonetheless, okay, couple months later, couple weeks, couple months, somewhere around that time, I get this download to go get a Moldavite pendant. To go get Moldavite and have it on my heart. It was specifically a pendant. And I know that I had always been really drawn to Moldavite. I didn't really know why. I was drawn to it. As people know that have worked with me, I don't do a whole lot of outsourcing. I don't really like to get a lot of information outside of me because it actually muddles up my intuitive knowing. If you've ever heard, the more you seek, the more you veil, that's why. Too much knowledge sometimes can be really not good for you, or can really confuse you. Nonetheless, I didn't really know why I liked Moldavite. All I knew is it made me feel really grounded. It made me feel really good. And it made my heart buzz. That was all I knew. Got the download, went and got the pendant. I'm like, okay, I've been wearing it ever since. So now we're going to fast forward. We're going to fast forward to the end of last year. Last year, out of nowhere, literally nowhere, okay, I started getting recommended all these videos about women on the spectrum and all this stuff. And at first, I'm like, what the heck? I'm not going to engage with that. This is weird. But then it kept being recommended like days. So I did. I finally looked at it and I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Makes sense. Okay. I'm not dismissing it. This is making sense. And if I remember correctly, I remember you telling me it just means you're more connected, that you're a multi-dimensional being. Okay? So, look, guys. I tell my mom, because I started having like, my nervous system started like really going out of whack over seemingly what most people wouldn't think of that big of a deal. Okay. And then I got the download again. Dude, you have autism. This is why you're having this reaction right now. It's the autism, the multidimensional thing. Okay. And I still didn't understand it. Now stay tuned, because I'm going to explain to you. This is where it's about to get nuts. I tell my mom, I get the download that I have autism, and that's why I'm having this reaction within my body. My nervous system is reacting like this, which is why I've been healing my nervous system all year. Tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm pretty sure I have autism. I said, I went through the whole thing. I shit you not, you guys. My twin comes over 3 days later, who, by the way, has always been really attracted to this. Ever since we came into union last year, always just attracted to this. Always wanted to touch it. Always saying stuff about it. Saying how much he likes it. And nonetheless, dude skis. He comes over and he tells me, he looks me right in my eyeballs and he says, Desi, I am almost positive that I have like some form of autism, or that I'm like high functioning, is what he said. And nonetheless, guys, look, I'm not here to educate you on any of these things, because I really don't care about the scientific and the diagnosis and all this stuff, because it's just a label, okay? And he started telling me all these reasons of why, and I'm like, oh my goodness, okay. We got the download. We're getting this information at the same time, me and my twin. So twins are real, okay? And I could tell you fucking countless stories of things like this happening to us. But this one was really crazy. Couple days later, start getting recommended this video about Moldavite, which I don't look, like I said, I don't go looking for information. I don't go outsourcing. I don't try to do that. I solely go based off of intuitive feelings. 95% of the time, okay? Or we'll say 90% of the time. But I don't seek, because it actually just messes everything up. This video keeps 11:11 on Tyra. This video keeps coming on about Moldavite. The same video keeps being recommended to me, and I'm like, fine. I know. My higher self is trying to communicate something to me. Brings up the Moldavite. I watched the Moldavite video, the specific one that kept being recommended to me, and come to find out, to shorten it up, Moldavite is really good for what we might call a star seed. And like I said, I don't really resonate with that, because I understand it as a future version of myself, a parallel version of myself who is higher dimensional, or in a higher state of consciousness. But it said that starseeds who are diagnosed with autism, Asperger's, ADHD should wear Moldavite, because Moldavite will support their nervous system in grounding in their multidimensional self. That it will soothe the symptoms of these such labels. But it also said that these such labels, which is confirming what I was being told in 2021, these such labels are placed on people whose nervous system cannot support the multidimensional wisdom. So your nervous system is like the tree of life, okay? As above, so below, okay? Those things come up when your nervous system cannot support. So, Moldavite helps people ground in that multidimensionality, which is why it makes me feel grounded. So I've met people who this does not make feel grounded. This makes them feel like buzzing in the head. So I wanted to share that, guys. Because all of that, it took 2.5 years for me to really understand what was being given to me. And maybe that was because I was avoiding it a little bit. I don't know. But all happens in divine time. So I'm not really worried about that. But I wanted to come and tell you why you should listen to what you're being shown or what you're being told, because there is purpose in it. One other thing I will say, and how the autism, the Moldavite, and all of this ties in, I'll use me and my twin as an example, but especially my twin. He's very awake. He's always been very awake like me. We're very much the same. But I am very expressive about it, and he is very closed off about it. He used to say that obliviousness is bliss. He just did not want to wake up. He just wanted to go back to sleep. He was almost angsty about the fact that he knew the truth of everything, because he wasn't able to ground it in and apply the knowing to this experience, which is what causes the autism, Asperger's, ADHD to show up in that form. I don't know. I hope this makes sense, but I wanted to share it because it's a little mind-blowing, and I thought that if anything, it's entertainment, but also there might be something in this that validates something for you. So, mwah, I love you all. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you again in another video.